back to the channel, foodies. It's Super Bowl weekend, so today we're going to be making Super Bowl shredded barbecue beef sandwiches. So before we do that, do us a favor and hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and without any further ado, let's get into it. Alright, so first we're going to start out by making our dry rub. So first we're going to add a little bit of Sazon to give it a little bit of color and flavoring. Then we're going to add some fajita seasoning, and this has like salt, pepper, it has a little bit of everything in it. This is one of our favorite seasonings. We use this bad boy all the time. Next we're going to add some ranch seasoning to it. Then we're going to add garlic powder. Next up we got smoked paprika we're going to add. Then we're going to add in some onion powder. Then last but not least, we are gonna add cayenne. Now you don't have to use cayenne, but around here we like it spicy, so we're gonna use cayenne. Then you just wanna kinda shake it around a little bit, just to get the seasoning mixed together. And now it's time to season the meat. So we're gonna take our rub that we just made and just rub some of the seasoning all over the meat. And you can see the coloring starting to change when you're rubbing it in. That's what you want. You just want to make sure you're massaging it and get as much of the rub in as you can. And then you're going to flip it over and do the same thing to the other side. Just rubbing it all in there. And you just want to make sure you try to hit all the angles. Alright, so now that we got our meat seasoned, we're going to chop up onions and garlic, and we're going to grill those bad boys. That's just going to add a little bit of extra flavor into the meat. Now while the garlic and the onions are grilling, we're going to go ahead and set the meat on top of them. And so what this is going to do is this is just going to help the meat absorb the extra flavor that the onion and the garlic bring. And we're just going to let it sear on each side for about 3 to 4 minutes. And then while that's doing that, let's get our broth together. So for our broth, I got to mention this. We're supposed to get beef broth, but we forgot it at the store. So we use chicken stock, which is still fine, but you're supposed to use beef broth. So you're going to add in your beef broth / chicken stock in our case. So you're going to add that in. Then next we're going to put a couple dashes of liquid smoke, and y'all know what that does. That gives it that smoky flavor. And then we're going to add a little bit more of the rub that we created earlier. We're going to add a little bit more to that. All right, so now let's go back and check on our meat. And oh yeah, look at that, look at that, look at that. That's perfect right there. That's exactly what you want. We're just going to flip him over on the other side and sear for 3 to 4 minutes on this side as well. It's been 4 minutes. Let's get him on the plate and let him cool down about another 5 minutes. So now we're going to take the onions that we were grilling with and we're going to add them to our broth, because flavor is the name of the game, and this is definitely going to give it a little bit of boost. So then you just give that a stir. So now let's go back to our meat. We're going to add mustard, okay? Yes, mustard. And the reason for this is, okay, we have a lot going on. We have Sazon, we have garlic powder, we have all these different seasonings into the broth and on the meat. So what mustard does is mustard helps seals in the flavor, because when you put it in the broth, you don't have to worry about any of your flavoring coming off of it while, you know, it's in the broth. So we want to make sure we massage the mustard into the meat just like we did the rub. We want to make sure we hit it at all angles, everything on both sides. Next, we're going to add our meat to the broth. And the goal is to get as much of the meat in the broth as you can. So you might have to finesse it a little bit, but just get it in there as much as you can. Next, we're going to add a couple slices of butter. And we're doing this because the added fat from the butter, it makes your texture better and it brings all the flavors together. Then we're gonna place the lid on and let this bad boy just slow cook for 8 to 10 hours. All right, so it's been 9 hours, so let's see what we're working with. Oh man, look at this. Look at this. Tender, look at this. This is just so good. Look at that texture. It's tender. It's fall off the bone tender. All right, so you're just gonna kind of feel around them and make sure that they're all tender and all ready to go. Now we're gonna take them out and put them on the board because we're gonna chop them up. Now that we have them all out, take a look at this. Look at that. Doesn't that look good? I wish you guys could smell it. This smells so good. All right, so next we're gonna do a little bit of chopping. Nothing too hard. We just want to give them a little bit of chop. That helps break them up. We're gonna put them back into the slow cooker. And it just helps them break up a little bit more so they can be easier to shred. Now we're gonna take a pair of tongs and a fork, and we're just gonna kind of shred the meat around just as much as you can and as small as you can, just trying to eliminate the big chunks out of it. So for the next part, by all means, if you can make your own barbecue sauce, then feel free to do that. For the video, we went with store-bought barbecue sauce. If you're able to make your own barbecue sauce, then go for it. So you're just gonna mix in the barbecue sauce as much as you can. Us, we like a decent amount of sauce, so we used quite a bit of it. We used maybe about half the bottle. Hey, we like it saucy. So after that, you're just gonna put the lid on and let it slow cook for about another 20 to 30 minutes. Then after that, you're ready to plate. And there you have it. Super Bowl shredded barbecue beef sandwich. Serve this with your favorite game day sides. Sit down and enjoy the game. So that's gonna do it for this one, guys. And if you like this video, don't forget to hit that like button, subscribe, share, hit that notification bell so you can get notified when new videos are uploaded. Thank you guys for watching, and we'll see you in the next one.